and welcome to episode 3 of Cheddar Dogs. With me is Oweezy, my boy. Oweezy, what's happening?
Oh, PD, my main man. Good to be back as always. What's happening?
Can't complain, bro. Can't complain. I'm just being like thrown over the edge here with all the hype around this new Barbie movie that's coming out, and that's what we're here for. Hence the pink background and all that, because it's all about Barbie. This is the weekend where Barbie made her debut on the big screen, and yeah, let's talk about it. We're here to talk about the iconic doll. Some of us may have fond memories of her as kids. I remember playing. I was forced, sorry, to play as Ken with my twin sisters as a kid. Instead of my He-Mans and my Thundercats, I had to play as Ken. But it's fine. I mean, I'm still having sleepless nights at times, but it's all good. But yeah, I mean, as long as I remember, Barbie's been around, and we're talking 60 years now. 60 years that she's still been going strong. So I think let's talk about what Barbie means to us and about our society, especially in this given day and age. Where everything's just there's a lot of sensitivity around everything. About feminism, about gender equality, about everything. And I think it's important to bring this all in, have a quick discussion, and yeah. Let's get on with it. I read there was some interesting facts before we go about Barbie. And Barbie was first introduced in 1959 by Mattel. She was originally modeled after a German doll named Build Lily. I've never heard of this stuff before. Have you, Oweezy?
Nope, I have not.
Do you know what her full name is?
I would guess something along the lines of Barbara, something,
Yes.
something, something.
Half man, half amazing. Well done. Barbara Millicent Roberts. That is Barbie's
Hmm,
full name. So I think
okay.
that's new to a lot of people. She's had over 180 careers over the years, including an astronaut, doctor, and a
I've
president,
heard.
believe it or not.
Wow.
She's been criticized for promoting unrealistic beauty standards, and we're going to be digging deep into that a bit later. And however, she has been praised for empowering girls and giving them that message over the last many 60 years. So I think that's it from my side. I don't know what is it. Is there anything you want to add on your side, Odog?
Well, PD, I think yes, as you say, Barbie goes back decades, and she rivals the other toy characters in terms of, as you said, He-Man, Thundercats. But the thing that I find most interesting about Barbie is she had no villains to fight in the terms of a physical villain. He-Man had Skeletor. The Thundercats fought against their villains, but there was never an actual enemy that Barbie had to fight. So maybe we can look into things like, what does Barbie stand for? Are her enemies abstract in the sense of feminism? Girls could never be what they wanted to be. They needed to get married at a certain age, bear children, look after the house. And Barbie came along and defied all of those odds. So I'm quite happy to announce our two guests, Beth and Cyber, who's going to just unpack this a little bit more for us and show us these abstract enemies. Beth and Cyber, welcome to Cheddar Dogs.
Well, thank you for
Beth
having
and
us.
Cyber.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome. Woo! Nice to have you with us. Woo! Welcome. And we're glad to have you on board. I think, as Oweezy said, this new Barbie, the hype that's going around. I mean, it's crazy. It's all over the place. It's in our faces. It's in the clothing shops we go. It's in the toy shops we go. Obviously, it's everywhere on the TV. It's on the ads. It's and everything. And apparently, you guys went and watched the movie last night.
Yeah, that would
So
be correct.
we are super curious. Hey, Oweezy, I'm sure you were
Yes,
there as well. I'm sure you were hiding in the background. But anyway,
I
we'll
would have
talk
loved
about
to
I
be.
heard you singing along.
it. Probably was, and that's it. Is that we want to understand why after all these years. I mean, why is Barbie still
Still rocking
still
it.
got that, still rocking it? There we go, still
Yeah,
rocking it.
she
So
rocked
we
it.
see. Oh, easy. Let's go. Let's start with this. I mean, the ladies are ready.
Yeah.
Let's
Ladies,
ask them the
please.
question. So,
Has Barbie been inspiring to you or your life in any sort of way?
Do you want to start?
Sure. I'd say yes. I mean, some of the films that I watched as a kid definitely had an impact on my interests. I mean, watching the Rapunzel one with the painting and things like that definitely sparked a bit of an artistic streak, and I still do art and things like that. And the ice skating one and things like that, like, I think we can both agree with the figure skating thing. We both wanted to do that due to it. But yeah, how about you?
Oh, well, I think, Barbie is the fashion queen. She lets you know that you could wear anything. You could be a goose or a swan and you could rock it. So it's definitely impacted with the feeling like you could wear whatever you want and just own it and go from there.
And feel good about yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to see a goose outfit for the Barbie now. I really would.
Yeah, I was
possible
thinking the
these
same,
days.
but
that's what just got into my head.
that's true. That's true. It can, and I think from my side, I'd like to understand. We all got this picture of Barbie, this perfect shape, perfect. Everything's perfect. That's what Barbie is to everyone. Is perfection. That when you see a Barbie, that's how things should be. How has that changed and evolved over the years? I mean, just give us some insight. Has that whole persona of Barbie changed, or is it still the same?
Oh, well, they're a lot more inclusive nowadays. I think in the beginning there was just the stereotypical Barbie, the blonde,
which
blue,
is actually
one of
Margot
the
plays the stereotypical Barbie,
the pretty
like
blonde,
the original
blue-eyed, the one that you would be like, name a Barbie, I will describe her, and that's who you would describe. Whereas now it's, you have a Barbie that's in a wheelchair. I've seen a Down syndrome Barbie, so there's a lot more representation of who you could be, and you can go to the store and not feel bad or about not being her. So it's definitely improved through that aspect. I think they are slowly increasing the size, like body shape. She's not as
skinny.
Yeah.
Where'd her organs go, sort of thing.
A full waist, 6 waist.
I mean, as a child, like, I always wanted to be a blonde, mainly because, like, all the dolls that I had, all of them that were all blondes, and I never really saw a doll with brown hair or, like, any difference on that. So I used to draw little pictures, like, with me, but with blonde hair, because that's what I wanted. But I do feel like that did have a bit of a negative impact. Like, there were some things that I think if they'd got tackled those problems earlier on, there would be a little bit less self-consciousness these days or things like that. But yeah,
on a whole, they're improving slowly.
They are improving, yeah.
Which is important. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely. Would you recommend Barbie? Yeah, I would like to know if you'd recommend Barbie as a female heroine or even just a heroine to younger girls coming up through school, looking for a hero, looking for someone that they could look up to, that could maybe influence their lives in a positive way, and then fight off these abstract enemies of a girl can't do this, a girl can't be that, a girl can't go
bullying.
Bullying, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect lifestyle, which none of us have today, but we all dream about.
Yeah, well, with the older, more cartoon Barbie, it was never about her finding love. I mean, they were
just more like a side character.
Yeah, there was that overall desire to be with the prince, but it was more
her adventure,
her struggles that she overcomes through it, and that she learns to be strong on her own. The newer movie, I would definitely recommend to younger girls because it definitely highlights a lot of the real world problems that the girls face, and it tells them a message that you can do it. You just have to get through your own judgment, that you're not even judging yourself for yourself. You're judging based off what the society is judging you on. So it's important for them on that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
When you say like young girls though, like
okay,
I
maybe
mean, there
with that
have
movie
been,
there's about age restriction of like 13.
Yeah, I think that some people need to understand that.
Seriously?
Yeah,
there was actually the
That's
group
interesting.
that is like done by all the moms where I live. My mom saw the message today, and it was mothers going crazy saying this movie is not for children and things like that, like going ham at it. And my mom and I just started laughing. Like, if they look at it, it's not actually meant for children. It's
for teens.
It's for teenagers. It's for older women that
For
have grown
adults.
up with Barbie either way, whether you're in your 50s or not, you grew up with it. But it's not for little kids necessarily, but these women, these parents didn't seem to
They
understand
saw
that.
Barbie and thought
And
it
then they
was
were going
child-friendly.
at it and just started getting angry about
But
something that they didn't.
but one question. But surely the target market for Barbie is between the age of 5 and 12. I mean, that's the biggest user or player of the Barbie doll is I would say in that category. And now this movie is 13 plus, which is already it's excluding them. So that's completely
It is,
that's
but
weird.
it's more to highlight bring them to awareness of a more serious issue, where the more cartoon Barbie had a softer approach with little cute side quests or storyline, whereas this is more adult type wording and humor and serious messaging. They talk about themes of depression, about
Body dysmorphia.
about how you be catcalled as a woman, but as a man you can walk down the street and not have the same fear of things like that. So it's not necessarily targeted to them. It's just to highlight to the older women and the teens growing up, the tweens mostly, because
So I'd say so we have a lot of Barbie movies that are for children. We grew up with those. However, we don't have any Barbie movies that are actually for older women that grew up with it either. So this is like the first one that sort of appeals to an older crowd and speaks messages that, actually need to be spoken, because these are the things we're going through in this day and age. The older you get, the more complicated life becomes. And that shows, in the older movies when we were young, things were, still complicated, sure, because of the storyline, but they were simpler.
lighthearted.
But as you get older, it shows, it focuses on the effects of being older. It focuses on what happens in life and how it actually affected women. That was the focus of the film. So it's
and
for
that
older.
the age group would understand it better than which makes sense. But I'm sure that age group 13 plus already, they were all Barbie players anyway.
Yeah.
I think also highlighting the fact, PD, and I speak under correction here, was this not the first Barbie movie that was made with real characters, moving away from the animation movies, or was there one before?
It's actually not. There's an older one. I don't remember what it was called, but there was one where it was a Barbie that came to life or something with a little girl. It's not that well known, but it isn't the first time we've had something like that.
Okay, because I know once you start moving into real life and characters, you start looking at big budget movies. What is the aim of this? Is it to be the next big hit box office? Now this is where the finances come in, the money comes in. So it's naturally to want to aim this type of movie at a slightly senior audience than your 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, where they can maybe relate to a more mature audience, more mature actors doing more mature things. But still, I feel bringing home a little bit of that inspiration that you can still be this. You can still be a president. You can be a firefighter, a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, etc., etc. And if that is the substance of the movie, then I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Because that's what we don't get enough of in this world is positive influence. There's no Skeletor to fight off. There's no enemy or dragons to fend off. It's
To slay.
purely
Yeah.
the abstract um,
Yeah.
insults of degrading a certain market.
Yeah,
Mm.
and the fact that it's now Barbie's all inclusive, whether it's a wheelchair Barbie, uh, whatever Barbie, you name it, that's all there. The fact is, it's there to inspire. That's what Barbie is. Her sole purpose is to inspire the little girl with big dreams. To regardless of what she looks like, her gender, color, whatever the case may be, it's irrelevant these days. The point is that it stands as a role model. Everyone wants to aspire to be like the Barbie, and we're not talking the perfect Barbie, because, like we said, no one's perfect. So yeah, I agree. So if I may quickly just summarize the movie in, like, what did you think? Was it? Give us your opinion, and is it something you would definitely recommend to us? And yeah, and let's finalize there.
Well, I think if you're planning to go, we both went not knowing.
We went in completely
Blind.
blind. We didn't read anything up on it. We didn't read on what the plot was going to be at all. We had no idea.
It was better because we didn't have anything to.
There was no expectations. We actually
match
had no
about.
idea.
And
Except Gosling.
It wasn't.
Except Gosling.
That's right.
Except
But
Ryan
That was
Gosling.
actually
You
a
knew-
very
You
big
knew that.
concern.
we knew
There was
that.
a concern, but
But other than that, we didn't know what the plot was going to be, or how she was going to be brought to the real world, or what the issue was going to be. And
yeah.
I think if you go in blind, you're going to be a lot more surprised. And I remember walking out of the movie and going to use the restroom and hear all the girls talk about how they were. This wasn't what they were expecting. It wasn't something. It took them by surprise, but it was a good surprise. It was a powerful message for them, and we had so many younger guys, teen boys, older men come in, and they were
loving it.
And so I would recommend it to someone.
Okay.
Anything else to add?
Well, I have a teenage brother, so I think I do have a little bit to add there. I mean, when we arrived there, it was quite shocking also just to see the range of age as well with women. There was actually quite a few like women maybe in their 60s or so. Like it was quite impressive, and they were dressed up and things like that. But what took me by surprise the most was seeing a group of teenage boys, and they're all straight, you could tell. And they came in singing the Barbie theme song.
You're kidding me.
Not kidding. And they were singing this and they were going in, and they was actually sitting in front of us. So we sort of got like a front row seat to like their reactions. And they were like quite into it.
Yeah.
And then
they were surprised by a lot of the
commentary
and takeaways of the movie. Yes.
And then watching Ryan Gosling's character, my thoughts throughout it were oh no. There.
No, it's just
anyway.
I have only one question regarding this Barbie movie, which I am absolutely desperate to know, and I'm even willing to go and see the movie just to find out: does she still keep the pink Corvette V8 350 small block, direct port, polished heads?
Makes a couple appearances.
Yeah.
Does it as NOS? I'd love to know, but that for me was a memory from way back that I will keep with me forever. Does Barbie keep the Corvette? Yes. Or no?
She has the pink car. Yep.
Okay, pink car.
Yeah, multiple times.
That's good enough.
As long as it's pink. Because Weezy wants to spray paint his car pink now, hey? Because the hype's also on your doorstep.
Well, if it's a Corvette, I'd paint it any color.
Guys, this has been great. Weezy, any more questions? Any final questions for our guests They have been
I would just like
absolutely amazing.
to thank you sincerely from the bottom of our hearts. You know, feedback like this is greatly treasured, as it allows us to spread that message of inspiration to others, you know, who wonder what is the actual point. What was the big bark about Barbie? And I'm hoping the point of this video covers that in a summarized detail, that yes, go watch the movie, be inspired, dream big, and go for it, and rock it like you own it.
Agreed. Even I'm inspired to go and watch it now. Thanks. So I'm gonna have to get some front row seats, some popcorn, and live the life of Barbie.
PD,
In
should I
my
pick
in
you
my
up
way.
at
You just
should I
need
pick
some
you up at
pink to
8?
go watch it.
You gotta come fetch me. sorry, Cyber. What did you say there?
You just need to wear some pink, maybe rock up in the pink Corvette. You know, you'll steal the show.
I've got a hidden pink shirt in my cupboard. I'll rock it.
Wear
Don't worry.
it.
There we go. I'm gonna do just that. Guys, thank you. You've been phenomenal again, as always. Beth and Cyber, we are honored to have you on the show, as Owizi said.
And we salute
Thank
you.
thanks. And yeah, I think episode 3 is concluded, and looking forward to next week's edition. Thank you, guys. Weezy, anything from your side?
Just be safe and be good at it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Ladies, anything from your side? Any final words in 10 seconds? Let it out.
Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date to all your future episodes.
There we go.
You can send me the invoice later, all right? Thank you, guys. Have an awesome day and keep it real.
3, 2, 1.